today I want to teach you the 5-minute quick highlighter to do on your face. It's not a big contouring thing. If you're over 40, you just want to bring out what God gave you. And so I'm going to show you what we called the 5 points of highlight back in the 90s during the Miss America, Miss USA pageant system. So I did coach since the millennial for Miss Oregon, and so I taught all those girls these tricks, and this was the most popular one that people come back and say, okay, can you teach me that again? It's the simplest, but sometimes we take for granted what is right in front of us, the simplest, easiest thing. And so you can use this for the rest of your life. You can use this if you're, 16 and learning, or I guess it would be 13 today standards. And you can also use this if you're 60. Anytime that you're going to go and do family portraits, I highly, highly recommend that you do the 5 points of highlight. If you're going to do filming, all of you Instagrammers and all of you selfie takers, 5 points of highlight. I'll tell you a big secret that I haven't let out of the bag is I used to sit around my house and have contagious living parties where we watched the Miss USA and Miss America pageants back in the day when they had big, beautiful dresses and did some singing and some entertaining. And I would sit with my little pad and everybody thought that I was magic because I could easily pick out the top 3. The reason I could pick out the top 3 is if they had good lighting right away, which they do, they come and sit up right in front of amazing lights and say, hi, I'm so-and-so from such and such, Miss Alabama, whatever you got going on, right? You could tell if you had trained eye to see what the 5 points of highlight were and if you could see them. So the purpose of the 5 points of highlight is, it wasn't all this contouring where we have, the darks and the lights and things. There is one here you probably can't see that has some sparkles in it. 5 points of highlight is got some definite white, absolute whiteness to it. I'm going to use this little white sparkly powder to show you, and I'm also going to use this little stick that's got it's more pink fleshy tones, so that if you've got darker skin, you want something with not necessarily white. But we want to highlight the 5 points on your face that stand out, such as, I'm going to put my little 1980s scrunchie back in my hair here. And here we go. So we've got above the brows right here. This is bone structure on your face that sticks out exclusively to you and your genetics. This is the second bone that sticks out. Right here, inside here, these are your cheekbones, occipital, right here, or zygomatics for you brainiacs out there. And then you've got your mandala and maxilla, your bone structure right here. You want to pull balance out in your face, right? So I'm going to do this right here. After you've got your makeup on, and you're going to go up on stage, you're going to take pictures, not underneath the bottom of it all, like all this contouring. Contouring, 5 points of highlight. This is different. So if you're going to go be on stage, you're going to go on the radio, not the radio. You don't have a face for radio. You're going to go on the radio. You're going to go on the news. I'm trying to make this so you can see this. For filming, a good photographer that's doing your headshot is going to want to see that you've got some 5 points of highlight going on in your bone structure. So I can tell you, when you see women who stand out in a room, and especially this is a perfect example of non-contagious living, but we've all been there. We're like, what is it about that woman that everyone is drawn to? It can be as simple as the makeup you've got going on that you're presenting, because the light, these little highlighters, again, I want to see if I can get this out here for you guys. I don't know if you can see this or not on here. It's very translucent, but it's very sparkly. It's got, but not, okay, sparkly is the bad word. It's got a sheer satin finish to it. So it rubs away. It's very fine. See that little glow there? So you want something just fine and thin that people don't really even notice it's there. But when you go under the lights will pull out. When you're on stage or a camera's flashing, pull out your bone structure, but it's see-through because you don't want to have big white pouches. You can also use this kind, same thing, just right above here. I'm going to try to do this. So can you guys see that right there? I can kind of see two lines based on where I put my face. Here's another one. Little thing there. Boop, boop. These two fingers right here, you want this highlighter right here. So now you guys can see the 5 points of highlight. Always pull up on your face. The ring finger is the least pulley, has the least strength in it. Get that in there. Okay, so now hopefully you can see it. It's a little bit more dramatic in here. And then because of the nose that I have, it's always a little bit of a shiny. So fix that by going a little dark. Give yourself a nice brown nose. So anyways, that's the 5 points of highlight. So if you want to be the shiny one in the room, or you're going to be presenting, or you're competing for something and you need people to see you for who you are, you want the 5 points of highlight to help people. They don't even know what they're seeing, but they're seeing the best parts of you coming forward. So get contagious with your skin, get contagious with your bone structure, and get the best parts of you, the strongest features of you to come out so people can see you, people can hear you, and people will be focused on you. It's extremely important if you're a speaker and you're on stage that there is something about you that draws their attention so that they'll follow you, and then you come up with this great message that holds their attention. But it does help if you present well. So 5 points of highlight, get contagious, you guys, and I will see you on another tutorial if you're after 40.